And on behalf of the World Football Summit Organization and the Global Sports Innovation Center, thank you so much for attending this exciting World Football StartCup Challenge this afternoon, where we are going to have the opportunity to meet some of the most innovative projects around football, technology, and innovation, projects that can disrupt the world of football. As you know, this has been a global call aimed to detect the best ideas in football innovation, and we are proud and really pleased to state that this second edition was even more successful than the previous one, as almost 70 applications coming from 25 different countries were registered. That meant, of course, a remarkable screening work, but also a really pleasant task that reinforces our idea that technology and innovation are getting more and more important for football industry. And no doubt, this fact will elicit more healthier practice, more fans, more engagement, and more efficient and successful business models. We're going to have two prizes today. Firstly, you, our audience, this afternoon will choose your favorite project. So pay attention and be ready to work for a while and to raise your hands when requested, right? And there will be, of course, the World Football StartCup Challenge Award for the best project selected by the jury. The winner will achieve a free one-year membership to the Global Sports Innovation Center, and therefore a huge opportunity for networking, for visibility in this benchmark ecosystem, and as well, the winner of this StartCup Challenge will access to exciting crowdfunding opportunities. This last and very important decision will be in the hands of our top experts jury that we have today with us. I also want to thank them for their availability and participation. Let me briefly introduce them. The members of our top experts jury today are Teresa Aguilar, CEO for Pivot Sport. We have Jan Alessi, Director of the World Football Summit. Juan Álvarez de Lara Cabrera, Founder and CEO in Seed and Click. Michael Broughton, Partner in Sport Investments Partners. Iris Córdoba, General Manager of the Global Sports Innovation Center. Domingo Egea, Area Manager Nordics in Barrabés. Enrique Moreno, Brand Manager in La Liga. Luisa Rubio, Head of Acceleration in Guaira Madrid. Jordi Soler, Digital Area Manager in Media Pro. Pedro Trucharte, Managing Partner in Madrid Business Angels Network. Luis Vicente, Chairman in 3V's Sports Partner. And Javier Villaseca, Founder and CEO in sociosinversores.com. Please clap them because we are really proud and honored to have you here with us this afternoon. And of course, we have 7 finalists coming from Finland, Germany, Malta, Spain, Sweden, and the UK. These are the most relevant companies and projects that were screened during the selection process. Every project, as they already know, will have 3 minutes to present their pitches, and the jury will consider different aspects, such as the value proposition or the problems that are being solved by the different solutions. After the presentations, the jury will deliberate for 10 minutes or so, and the winner will be announced. And it's the time to start with the pitches. We'll follow the company's alphabetical order. Wish you very good luck for all the speakers. And we're going to start with the first one, who is ALA, coming from the UK, and whose speech is going to be introduced by Maximiliano Arrocet.
Good afternoon. Well, my name is Maximiliano Arrocet, and I'm director at ALA. And essentially, what we do is we design things. We design objects and structures that have a purpose, and the purpose is to make our environment better. And we have an idea that's going to make our lives better, but in particularly, it's going to allow us to play more football. Because we have a problem globally. We're running out of spaces in urban centers. Most people are moving into cities, and that's creating a problem in terms of health. And our solution, or our idea, is quite simple. Here you see an area of disuse, and our idea can transform this type of areas. So we've come up with an idea which is a system of stackable football pitches. With this idea, we can actually transform a site like the one that we're showing here in just 2 weeks. It can go from a site in disuse in any city to maximizing that area and creating 3 stacked pitches, as you can see. The system can be installed on top of buildings, top of existing structures. It can actually be installed in public squares or relevant areas of the city. It can even be floating in the sand if you want. Pitch is how we decided to call the project. And pitch can actually not only be transportable, but it's a structure that is actually movable. It can either stay in a neighborhood and become part of its essence if you want, or it can actually be moved around and stay for a couple of weeks. The engineering behind pitch has been key to the success of the project, and it's been designed by Arab engineers who are the authors of the Sydney Opera House, Beijing Stadium, or the Munich Stadium. And we use highly sustainable, ultra lightweight materials. These materials are a combination of bioresins and carbon fiber, mixed with natural fibers such as flax, and this is a pavilion that we built last year in Melbourne using these technologies. Why hasn't this been done before? Well, quite simply because there's been a jump in technologies. This machinery that I show you here, it's a jump in technology to weave carbon fiber, and only now this type of ultra lightweight structures are finally available and viable economically. We think pitch is a great vehicle for marketing. It can be placed in key areas around the world, in key areas in our main cities. But most importantly is that it will allow 250,000 people to play football in areas that they cannot play football at the moment. Our idea is very simple, is to make football accessible to everyone. And therefore we're looking for collaborators and investors to make this idea, pitch, a global reality. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Maximiliano. Okay, secondly, it's time for Exolites coming from Germany. And Julian Dennis is going to be the person who is going to present the pitch from this company.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julian. I'm the CEO and founder of Exolites. So we're from Exolites, and our aim is to make players faster, not only with their feet, but especially with their head. And somebody who's sharing this passion is a very upcoming Bundesliga coaching star, Julian Nagelsmann, who recently said that our players are, every player is almost at the edge of his athletic performance. So we have to work on the cognitive skills to make our players and our game better. Why that? Because we know from statistics that most of the mistakes during a game are caused by an inappropriate perception, processing, but also decision in a game. Not because we don't execute passes or shots or crosses well. It's because we don't train correctly how to percept with an opponent and also a time pressure in the training. That's why we developed Exolites. This is a wearable system controlled via an app by the coach. And he can change environmental conditions within the training in real time. So the shirts are worn by the players, and the shirts, they tell you in which team you play. For example, red against blue. And the goals, they are also enlightened by these pylons down there. And so you get told in which on which goal you have to play and which one you have to defend. And of course, the trick is that from time to time something changes. So the goal you just had to attack, now you have to defend it in order not to do own goals, or the player with whom you play together is now an opponent, or you're on the bench because your light is out. And that's Exolites basically. With Exolites we can train group exercises, for example, small-sided games, 3 against 3, 4 against 4 on 4 goals. But also it gives you the chance to do an individual training, so reaction training for goalkeepers as an athletic performance or a warm-up session. And what we can also do with the so-called Exalytes shot clock, we can measure the ball processing time within a circle of 12 goals and having the ball coming in the middle and challenging into one of the enlightened goals. What do we train with the system? We train the attention, the speed of action, and the switching behavior, which are, in our minds, the most important things in our beautiful game. Our business model is a B2B business model, so we sell this product since the beginning of August to football clubs, to soccer schools or soccer courts. Here you can see some of our clients. Some you might know, some you really don't know. That was an idea of us, because our target is also to sell into very, very small clubs. We have a standardized price, so they don't have licensing costs or something like this. And the system comes in different variations for different budgets, of course. Our team consists of all expertise you can imagine, and of course our sales team is a little bit bigger than our core team. And the moment we are searching for a distributor in Spain, so perhaps some of you know anyone, and that's basically it for Exalytes.
Now you can hear me well. I didn't mention this before, but if any members of the jury want to ask any questions, just let me know, okay? After each presentation, or we will open a questions turn after all the presentations, right? Okay, now it's the turn for Olala Games. That's going to be presented by Ben Carlotti, coming from Malta. Welcome, Ben, and good luck.
Can you hear me? Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Ben, and I am the co-founder of Olala, a fantasy football game. So we're based in Malta, but I am French, hence the name. You can recognize the French touch there. Basically, what we are is we are completely connected to football reality. So every day that there's a real football match, you can come to our website or our mobile application, and you can become a virtual football manager. So you have, of course, a specific budget that you have to respect to pick your starting 11 and your bench players. Now, let's imagine that you pick Leo Messi in your team, and you decide with your friends to go to a sports bar to watch Barcelona play and watch Messi play live. Every time that Messi performs an action, you will be rewarded by positive or negative points depending on how he performs. So let's say that he does a successful dribble. 20 seconds after he performs it on live television, you will receive 2 points on your mobile application. It's a very live game. At the end of the day, you will therefore receive a total of points for your whole team. And if your score is higher than the people you're playing against, you'll receive either money or a prize. So what we are is we are a game that allows you to prove that you know football better than your friends. Therefore, the game has to be based on your skill, on your football knowledge. So how did we build that game? We brought big data into the equation. We worked with a team of statisticians for 6 months, and we give them millions and millions of past football statistics. They came out after 6 months with a scoring system, a way to evaluate football player statistics, which includes 70 criteria. So our scoring system has, for example, successful dribble, missed tackles, saved by keepers, and chances created. Now, our system became so sophisticated and so accurate that we were able to predict transfers that were happening before they actually happened in a real football world. We predicted the transfers of Navas, Rakitic, and Manchester City superstar Kevin De Bruyne. We were very happy and proud to be the partners of Leicester City, the team that 2 years ago became the champions of the EPL, and also last year had a great run in the Champions League, made it to the quarterfinals. Also, our system was able to predict 6 months before the season finished that Ryan Mahrez was going to become Player of the Year. This year, we are a full B2B provider, meaning that we are licensing our gaming software to potential clients, such as gaming operators, media companies, as well as, of course, football clubs. We're trying to expand to our reach to different football clubs, as well as any companies who are currently massively investing into football, because, of course, the World Cup coming up next year in Russia. That was us. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much. It's the time for the presentation coming from Oura, from Finland, and Hannu Kinnunen is going to be the one.
What is ready? Is it a feeling? Is it a mindset? Ready is a commitment to your body, to your performance, to yourself. Ready is a fresh perspective, a challenge to listen to your body with the understanding that better performance isn't achieved through exercise alone. Because Ready starts by improving your sleep. Sleep that lets you recover, repair, rebuild. Ready is optimizing your recovery for a balanced life, 24 hours a day, every day. So you are always at your peak. Ready for anything.
Hello, I'm Hannu, the Chief Scientist at Oura Health, the company behind the Oura Ring. I have been applying science for training and recovery for 20 years now. Now we will talk about recovery. As a football fan, player, coach, or team manager, I want to be ready on match day. Training adaptations take place during recovery. As an athlete, I want to plan my day and my sleep schedule so that I can train and play when I feel the strongest. As a coach, I know that training with fatigue leads to performance decrements. And therefore, I want to know that my athletes are getting the best sleep and recovery. Sleep is also fundamental for cognition and learning. Even at the highest level of performance, we are all unique. Our sleep has different characteristics. The sleep measurement of the Oura Ring has been scientifically validated. The ring also tracks your resting heart rate variability, and your body temperature trends every night. Olympic athletes have found the ring very comfortable to wear and also very useful. In this summit, we want to find new partners, teams who want to see their performance increase through improved sleep and recovery. The ring stays with you at home and away. The app shows the stats on the go. We also have a dedicated view for coaches. With the Oura Ring, you will be ready on match day.
Thank you, Hannu. Okay, next in the list is Spirio, coming from Sweden, and whose speech is going to be presented by Patrick Olsson.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Olsen. I'm the CEO of Speedio. Our journey started out in 2014 with a close cooperation with the Swedish top football club Malmö FF, where we started to develop a solution for video analysis that we have now been using together with many teams and leagues across the world. When we started out, we noticed that there was a lot of tools available on the market, but these were also very complicated to use. So we set out to develop a solution that was easy to use and accessible. And we created the mantra that we stay with all the time, which is sports video recording and analysis made easy. There are lots of opportunities in football related to video and data. The most fundamental issue that people are challenged with is actually to create and distribute the video from matches and practice. You need to have a cameraman, you need to have a iPod or a lift to get the actual viewing angle right. You need to rely on the cameraman actually pointing the camera towards the right part of the pitch. You need to have the footage properly zoomed in and zoomed out so you can analyze the video that you're wanting to look at. When it comes to data, there are many solutions on the market today to create tracking of individual player performance, and there are many solutions to create lots of data from matches. But creating actionable insights from these sometimes can be very complicated. So Speedio set out to create a solution that makes all of this much more accessible and much more easy to use. The first step that we took was to create a solution for video recording, analysis, and sharing of video from games and practices. We do this by installing fixed cameras in our customers' arenas and or at their training facilities. And the video is captured just by a push of a button in the Speedio app and is instantly available to all the coaches, players, and analysts that should have access to it. And through our virtual panorama technology, every square meter of the pitch is captured from multiple angles. So you never have to rely on a cameraman pointing the camera at a specific part of the pitch. The video is available instantly. The video is available live and also, of course, afterwards that when the practice or match has finalized. We have noticed that putting video and data on the same canvas is a very good way to communicate actionable insights to coaches, analysts, and players. So we're now taking steps to add more and more data sets on top of the videos that we're creating in the Speedio system, such as possession, it could be passes, it could be expected goals, it could be drawings, it could be heat maps, it could be tactical overlays and things like that. And we're now doing this while still staying true to our motto, sports video recording and analysis made easy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. Well, so far, all the speakers are really meeting the time requirements, so I really appreciate that, and we're really thankful for that. I'm sure that it's going to be also very helpful for our jury and for the rest of the audience to just to get the most relevant information from your so interesting companies. Okay, next in the list is coming from Spain. The company is Thermohuman, and the pitch is going to be presented by Ismael Fernandez. Ready?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So good evening to everyone. My name is Ismael Fernandez and I'm a co-founder of Thermohuman. Today we are going to make a brief presentation of our company, which is specialized in the application of infrared thermography to prevent and monitor injuries. Because injuries nowadays in the sector of football is still a big problem. And it's a big problem from the health and performance approach. More than 60% of professional football players are unavailable during the season because of injuries. But it's not just a question or a matter of health and performance. It is also a question of money. It is said that, in average, professional teams in Europe are losing more than 10 million euros each year because of injuries. And the solution that we are bringing is based in a technology called infrared thermography. So the question is, what is it? This technology is based on a camera like this one that you can see here that is able to measure temperatures by taking just a picture, as you see here in colors. And the other question is, okay, and what's ThermoHuman? ThermoHuman is the name of our company, and at the same time is the name of the software that we have developed to analyze those pictures and detect automatically the areas in the body that are in a risk of injury. So now the question is, how are you doing that? So how are you implementing this technology? Rather than explain that on the theory, I prefer to risk a little bit and make it directly here. So I have a football player, Pedro is here, and I'm going to take a picture of his legs. So as you can see on the image, I'm going to get closer. Hands up, please. And I'm taking the picture. Thank you, Pedro. So now I'm coming here. I'm taking out the picture. And in live, I'm going directly, sorry about that, here to take the picture, drop it, and automatically it is analyzed. We can indicate, for example, that this knee has any pain, and we save that. With that, what we are making in real time is a report where we are going to get the comparison of the legs of Pedro. In this case, we get the results, and we see that in his case, he has his right leg hotter. So coming back to the presentation, what we basically do, I'm sorry about that, is to take the picture, analyze through the software, and give automatic information to the medical and technical staff to make decisions. So fast, non-invasive, and objective. We have been working in the last 8 years with different clubs all around the world, Newcastle, Botafogo, Sao Paulo, and in some of the cases we have reduced the injury incidents up to 90%. When we are thinking about our business model, we are creating training, specific training, the software that you have seen, hardware with the cameras, and also services. And obviously, we are speaking here about football. And everything based on research and development. Here we are speaking about football. So how scalable is this project? Obviously, the potential is huge, more than 2,000 class professional clubs in the world. But if we look beyond, we have other sports. Indeed, we are working with other sports. And obviously, there are other sectors. Health with physiotherapy, for example, or research with universities. That's why we are looking for growing with new users and obviously small money. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Ismael. Well, and last but not least, it's the time to listen to Jonoton, another company from Finland, and that is going to be presented by Teemu Karinius. Did I say it well, Teemu?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Excellent.
So you can read my name out. All right, my time starts here. Perfecto. My name is Teemu Karinius. I'm the CEO of Jonoton. Jonoton is a digital company which digitalizes the mass events. So we have two goals. Two main goals is to make money for our customers, which are the venues and the partners and the clubs working at the sport events. Another one is, of course, to make the customer experience even better for the people going into the stadiums. We have a lot of slides here which won't change. Sorry about that. Okay, we have a lot of investors working along with us who know the sport, they know the game, and we know the game as well. The game, the experience, we can't change that, but what we can change is the service which is happening during the game. So the service is the one which we make to improve with Jonathan's service. Most of the time of the event, there is no sales done. There are two problems which are events. One of is the businesses. The businesses can't make money because there are long queues. The people can't do the purchases. They can even queue for like 30 minutes in one event, which we are going to solve, and we have solved already. So through Jonathan's system, the people, the spectators who go into the events, they can do purchases in advance. They pay the purchase, they choose the purchase, and they can have it delivered directly to their seat, or they can go in the fast lanes to pick it up. So it's more money, a more efficient way to do it. Jonathan, it's just not only technology. We have designed the most powerful tool in the market currently that does the automated targeted marketing. It does the user experience data. You can collect customer data as well through Jonathan. So this is the way it works. We have been proven into the markets already. It's really easy to take Jonathan into effect. So for our partners, within 24 hours, you can take Jonathan into the use, as simple as that. If you're not too big fan of our brand, you wanted to work with your own brand, that's not a problem for us. We can make it for your brand as well. If you have your own application, that's not a problem either. We can put Jonathan into your own application. We are going to international markets during this year. We are looking for innovative partners who are really digital-minded and see the future of the service and digitalizing their mass events. There are tens of thousands of happy customers that we have got from clients, and also we work with 37 different clients at the moment, which 11 of them are event venues and arenas. We also attracted quite a lot of investors who know the game, like I was telling earlier. We have over 400 years of experience of sport business, and we know where is the place where we had to improve the service. We want to turn the queues into the money, and through Jonathan's service, we see this is the only way to do it and make the people enjoy at the events. The game is great itself, we love football, but the service can be much better. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Timo. Before we start with the final deliberation, I would like to ask the jury if any member, if anyone has any questions for any of the speakers. Okay? Luis, up to you.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you very much to everyone. It's been an immense pleasure to hear to all of you, and I think it's the good thing of being in the sports industry, always surprised every day by the innovation and the ideas that everyone has. I had actually one question for each one of you, so to make it democratic, and I don't want to take any of the voice of my fellow members of the jury, but starting by our first contender. My question was, have you made the calculations for the cost? Do you have any calculations you can enlighten us with?
Cost of manufacture?
Yes, the cost. If I want to make, if now I say, okay, invest in you, and I can make, actually use the beautiful image of Manchester, the infrastructure there, how much it will cost to install it and then service it, taking out?
Sure. So actually, it depends how many you want. If you want, if we're talking a global, we're thinking about a global. If we want 150,
I just want one.
If you just one, I will make you a very good price. No, I'm kidding. No, it's around at the moment. The technology is around 3 million.
3 million? Okay.
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Any more questions? I don't know if.
I wanted to ask Max. Yeah. How close are you to making this project a reality? Are you already speaking with some companies that can help you finance this? this idea?
Yes, at the moment, the technical reality is there. We have been in conversations with the big brands and obviously some of the major clubs that have shown interest. But again, we're at a stage where we're really trying to understand the scalability of the project and where we stand. But yes, we have had those initial conversations. Thank you.
Hi, sorry.
I'll give the microphone.
One more question. Sorry.
Max, it's for you again.
Sorry.
Very popular guy today.
So what is your business model in terms of you have the cost and you're obviously building these pitches in areas to improve the quality of life in big disadvantaged areas most of the time. So what is your plan for economic return? How are you going to make money?
There's several avenues. There is one avenue is just very straightforward, which is how much money can you make from renting the pitch and the return. And at the moment, because we're based in London, we're doing studies in London. And the reality is that because of the price, it only works in certain areas, hotspots in the city where people really want to play football and it's fully booked. And there's no more place to grow. So at the moment, that is the reality if we went from that model of revenue. If the model revenue comes from big marketing event, then the model of revenue is different because effectively there are massive billboards on key areas of the city, and depending on how they can stay, the revenue can be quite large. Say 5 events on 5 big cities could potentially bring up to £1 million in revenue. There's other models of financing, but they're more to do with foundations because it's more to do about communities. It's about giving people places to work, and there the reality is that we're not looking at it as a business plan. We're looking at it as if you want as the first step of making vertical urban sports a reality. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or any other participant? Okay, so I guess that there are going to be questions for everybody. Okay.
Quick question. I would like to ask the guy of Excelite, same question about the average cost of each device and the business model of this. Are you planning only football clubs or are you planning schools or?
So we have different models. You can start with just marking the goals for €1,000 as a price. Just for the real small clubs, 2 teams, 1 senior team, 1 youth team, no problem. And the big system costs €5,000 plus taxes. And this allows to target a big market because with that we don't have license costs. So the app is for free, you can download it for free. But if you want additional exercises or additional features, just like creating more own exercises, you have to pay monthly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Any more questions for Julian?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So I actually have 2 questions. So first one is, what is the technology, or what connectivity do you use?
So the connectivity between the smartphone and the box you've seen is via Wi-Fi. Yeah. It's a local Wi-Fi. So you just push the button and there's a local Wi-Fi coming up. So you don't need Wi-Fi or you don't need Edge or 3G or something like this. And then the communication of every shirt or every goal is within the box via an own radio frequency.
Okay. And I saw that you work with the Real Madrid Foundation, so it's the democratization project. So which kind of data can you collect, and where can you actually supersede? For instance, if you are working on an area where there is no Wi-Fi, how you fix that?
We are not dependent on Wi-Fi.
No.
So this is just coming from the box. So this doesn't.
But the box is connected with. Via what? So what?
Nothing. You just push a button, just like a Wi-Fi router, but you don't need access to the internet. It has its own
so what's in a radio frequency or on a closed network?
It's a Wi-Fi standard.
Okay.
So approximately 60 meters.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And we have the Real Madrid clinics in Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria, stuff like that. So 8 countries.
Okay. And how much data are you collecting? How many data points are you collecting?
The main target of Exalite is not collecting data, but you can collect or you can measure the ball processing time with a big system, with a premium system. But our goal is to make the players better, not only with data, because there are so many competitors, and especially the big ones, going with data. So our thing is more to do a training control, not a training measuring.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a vision, and that's also why it's in our patents, that one day data comes in, and in life we can create different things. For example, you played on the weekend 90 minutes, and on the next training, I don't want you to have too much fatigue, and I can say that you played 90 minutes, and after 1,000 steps, your light turns off, for example.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I guess there might be any questions for Ulala? Yes? Okay, then.
Thank you.
Hi. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you. You did excellent pitches. Just 2 questions. What about the revenues?
So I'm not sure if you remember, we were B2B for now.
Yeah.
We have 3 ways of making revenues. It's a set up fee. Then there's a minimum monthly fee. It depends, because we're covering right now 5 European leagues.
Kind of license.
Yes, exactly. And then if you want more football leagues, if we can talk with of course we'll talk to our data partners, and if you can provide for those leagues, the monthly fee will increase slightly. And of course the most important one is revenue share. Because basically how the game works is that you play in private leagues, and we take a commission on the whole money that is playing on each league.
Okay. And how do you collect data? If I understood correctly, you are collecting data, online data?
We're receiving data live from from our provider, from Opta.
Opta.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
More questions?
Thank you, Ben. So one of the things I like, you mentioned that you also looking at the model expansion, right? So B2C and the prediction, so which is quite interesting. Can you tell me, so in terms of your future expansion in the next year, and so what really do you want to do? So on more concrete terms.
To be quite frank with you, the thing I talked about, the fact that our scoring system became so accurate was almost a surprise for us, and everyone, when we pitched the idea, everyone wanted us to make it like something for us to sell. It's something that we have in mind eventually, but not for now. I mean, right now we're still a game for fun, and we're B2B, but in specific markets we have very high demand for B2C. But as you might imagine, going into B2C requires much more money, much more funding. So for now, we're trying to establish ourselves as, a serious B2B contender before eventually expanding to, for example, a market that's very, very high demand for us is Asia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Ben? Okay, then let's pass it to Aura. Other questions for Aura? Thank you. For Hannu?
Thank you as well very much, because you're a scientist, so it's very enlightening always to see the problems with your pair of eyes. So tell me just once, how you come with the idea of the ring? Because today, the thing that actually fascinates me about your pitch is actually, the way you look at the sensor and the connectors. So
Yes. Now we are talking about the ring that measures your recovery, and so we need to have as good signal as possible, and the device needs to be as comfortable as possible, because by no means we want that your sleep is disturbed by the measurement. So the ring is finger is nice position. Ring is a very old place, and it, actually there's only one bone behind the ring. So when you move, it sits still very comfortable, and the ring doesn't move. And there are nice. We are using infrared light that penetrates deeper into the tissue. So there are nice veins, like in the arterias in the finger. So and the future will take it even smaller. So it will be like real comfortable.
Sorry, can I wet the ring? Wet the ring? Can I wet?
Yes, it is waterproof. Its standard is 5 ATM, so it's in theory it's 50 meters deep. You can go to the sauna, you can swim with it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Hannu. Just one more question. Are you planning to place a diamond on the ring also, maybe, to make it more appealing? You don't have to answer, okay?
Yes. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It will be.
It's good to know.
Yeah. At least we are working with designers. They can be small scale first. This kind of like something extra for some most important customers. Yes.
Okay. It's turn for questions and answers from Speedio. Patrick.
Sorry, I'm always the boring guy. So Patrick, just one question, because always fascinated by video analysis and the capabilities that can give to us. What have you ever think on expanding solution to fan and to really use it for the entertainment? Something that is in your plans?
Yes, we actually have a part of our system that can be used for a web broadcast as well, that automatically detects the game and cuts out a version of that and streams it to the web. But we also noticed that once we work a lot with that, we're defocused from the sports part of things. So for now, we've decided that we'll completely focus on the sports side of the customers. That is the coaches, the analysts, the players themselves.
Thank you.
So the area of performance analysis is actually very hot, and I wanted to know what you think about your competitors and how you are planning to differentiate yourself from competitors.
Yeah, as I said in my presentation, and we've noticed that many of the solutions on the market are quite complicated to use. So before the video or the video analysis itself actually reaches the coach or the players, it has to go through the steps of use of these complicated tools. So our approach is really to make sure that good video analysis, good video footage, and good data visualized on top of the video, where the data meets the video on the same canvas. That's our approach to bring the actionable insights and the video itself to coaches and the players themselves.
Okay with them? Okay with this video? Okay, thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Ismail from Thermohuman, questions for this company?
You're not going to get without a question, right? No, well, thank you so much, because very interesting also your pitch.
Thanks.
Interesting piece. You mentioned very different products, that you have conceived, because I'm seeing that you're creating a different network of, potential revenue streams. Could you tell us a little bit more? Because you talk about hardware, software. Could you
Okay, so
elaborate a little more?
Regarding the business model, obviously we are specialized on thermography, and surprisingly we are one of the few companies focused on that. That's why one of the main business model is training. So giving the training to professionals to know how to apply this technology. Then obviously the software, we are the pioneers. We are the first company creating a software able to analyze those pictures, because I didn't mention, but this technology is not new, but has been used for years, decades in other sectors like construction or security, but not with human bodies for prevention. And then obviously the camera, we are distributors for those cameras. and consultancy, so services. In the case, for example, let's say a club, they don't want to invest, but they want us to come to the club and analyze those players. We also bring the expertise, the technique, and we perform the analysis. So those are the 4 main business lines. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Yes, Teresa?
I think I don't want to be left behind, Luis. So, so the camera technology, the thermal cameras, is not something new. It's something that exists. So what is that camera that you use? Is it specific to you, or can your technology and the app behind it be adapted to any camera? So how are you thinking about kind of the hardware distribution versus the software, etc.?
Thank you for the question, because it may illustrate how this project is growing and the potential of it. Actually, the main manufacturer of those cameras is FLIR. We're speaking about a 5 billion euros turnover a year, so it's a big company. And as I mentioned before, they are mainly focused on security construction industry. And the prototype that I bring today is the first camera that this company is designing with us, specifically in a specific way to be used with sport and performance, with athletes. So as manufacturers, as hardware, we are adapting. We have been using cameras designed for industry, and obviously adapting the software. And now what we are trying to do is to implement the software directly in the camera. That will be our main milestones in a midterm. Thanks.
You've obviously been working with a few clubs. I'm just interested on a couple of them in the sense of what the economic return has been to them.
Okay, so as I mentioned, from a high performance point of view, their main objectives is obviously to reduce the injury incidents. So obviously they are not going to make money with it, but they are going to save money. But at the same time, we are working, and that's the most exciting part of the project, with other sectors, as for example physiotherapy. I mean, is not to dream a lot to think that in a few years the new Apple or Samsung phone will bring a thermal camera, and the idea is to apply this technology also, for example, from a medical perspective. I mean, with physiotherapists using that to screen the patients before. And in this business, in this case, those professionals can make a return on investment by charging the patient using the technology and obviously the expertise and software to give objective information. That's the main point.
Thank you, Ismael.
Thanks.
Well, you can see that there is an extra competition here between the members of the jury. So, and there is one more opportunity, because there is still one more round with Teemu Karenius from Jonathan, if you have any questions for him.
I've been expecting questions here and there.
Timo, hi. Nice to meet you as well, and thank you so much for your pitch.
Thank you.
First of all, I'm sure that you know a lot of football people, because you have quite a very good group of investors. So I know some of them. Yari from Barcelona, so from many years ago. So, but, again, I think your area is quite interesting, because I've been looking for a lot of different fan experiences solutions over the years. Everyone is always promising, the solution, cutting the queues, and tell me why, because you were very, very precise on saying that your solution is the one, right? So
why our solution is the one?
Yes, tell me just in a very, very short way, but please enlighten me on that.
That is a very good question, and I'll try to answer you the best I can. We have put a lot of focus and a lot of money for the user experience side, how it is for the actual end customer. And I know there is some competition in the US, but we haven't really seen the really spot-on service so far. And what I didn't go through in our service in the slide number 4, that we do deep analytics, and we try to once we get the customers to do the purchases, and we use the beacon technology, we know exactly where the customer is going around the stadium and even outside the stadium, and we can benefit from that to know exactly how you are behaving in the stadium. So we know exactly how to give you what exactly you want. So I think those are the beneficial ones, the analytics one and the ultimate customer experience by UX design.
So you basically combine access to the CRM system of the
Yes,
venue,
yes,
plus
and
beacons,
yeah.
RFID as well,
Hmm?
RFID as well. So
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
No more questions for Timo? Yes? Michael here.
I'm just wondering who you consider your main venues are going to be, because if you take British football, most stadiums are not designed, currently anyway, to be able to service in the way that you're imagining servicing it, in say the same way that Levi's Stadium in the US or maybe a basketball arena. So what do you think of as your current kind of target audience, and how do you take that beyond?
Yes, I know the situation in England. I lived there for 4 years, and new stadiums, there hasn't been too many of them, and the infrastructure might be not like the most convenient one. Central European markets, and we are, of course, I'm in a football summit right now. We are working with hockey and basketball as well, so it's not only football stadiums, but our main core area where we are focusing is German-speaking countries in Central Europe. Of course, the cash is king at the moment, like in the front row. But it is going to change at some point, and it's going to change dramatically as well. But the German arenas and also the hockey arenas in Central Europe are the core audience as well. And we've been trying one of the thing that has to work for Jonoton as well, whether it's a white label or whether it's embedded or whatever native application, is the data connection. So maybe that's what you meant, that some of the older stadiums in England, the data connection doesn't work, even though our solution is so light that it doesn't need too much of a width band. But if there isn't any data connection in some older places in, for example, England, it doesn't work. Thank you.
Thank you, Timo. More questions? Okay, then the time, thank you so much. The time has come for the jury to deliberate before announcing the winner. In the meantime, we don't want you to go, we don't want you to leave the conference room, and we are going to leverage this opportunity to present some of the most innovative trends and solutions that are currently impacting in sports sector. You know that at the Global Sports Innovation Center, we are pleased and fortunate and proud to be in touch in an ongoing basis with the latest innovations and ideas that are disrupting sports industry. My colleague Samuel Perez, who is the Business Development Manager at the GSIC, is going to share some of these innovations with you. And regarding the members of the jury, please come with me for a while and let's decide who is going to win this exciting competition. Thank you so much, and see you in 5 minutes or so. Okay. We have the result from the jury, but just let me remind you that before knowing the selected by the experts, the jury of experts, it's time for you, the audience, to work just a little bit and vote for the project that you have been more impressed with. So I'm going to request all the speakers to please come on stage, okay, with me. And to avoid the innate natural shyness from the audience, just please turn around, okay? And now you can vote absolutely freely. A colleague of mine there who is going to vote, okay? So, okay, good. Now vote for Exolites. Thank you. Vote for Olala Games. Okay. Vote for Aura. They're getting nervous. Votes for Speedio. Okay. Votes for Thermohuman. Thank you. And finally, votes for Yonoton. Okay, thank you very much. You can turn around again. And now the guy with the results is coming. Okay, we have something to discuss internally. Okay. With me, please, I will request Iris Cordova and Jan Alessi, the members of the jury who are going to give the prizes. First of all, let me say that before presenting the final winners, that we have a prize from the audience. The most voted company has been Thermohuman. Congratulations. And now, with regards to the final decision from the jury, I will firstly mention that there is a special mention from the jury for one of the companies who has not been selected by as the winner, but whose proposal has been highly appreciated by the members of the jury. So there is a special mention for Yonoton. Congratulations, Timo. And now it's the time to know the results of the deliberations by the jury that has decided that the winner of the World Football StartCup Challenge by GSIC this year is Thermohuman. Thank you. Congratulations, everybody. Please don't move. The members of the jury, come on. A picture of the whole family of jury and participants. And with this, thank you very much.